Welcome to another edition of Mike and Scott's BS Session, home of the latest news in the bass fishing industry. So pull up a chair and get ready. This is not your mama's fishing show. Okay, enough of the blah, blah, blah. Here's Mike and Scott.
The WRVO
Radio Network with Reno Mile.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Reno has a guide service, by the way.
And he hasn't called in the show in a while. I'm getting a little concerned.
Well, he's guiding.
I think he's forgotten us.
I think he's forgotten everybody. Yeah. Even Angie's wondering what's going on.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Last week, remember this volume button here we were playing with?
Yeah.
And we had it down at like pretty low?
Yeah, we had it pretty low.
You still get a bit of an echo.
Echo?
So
really?
I need to move that away.
All right, let's move it
farther away. All right. That's it. And we'll move this way. We're just remodeling the ultra-modern high-tech studio.
Yeah, the studio, the living room.
The living room. So come over this way a bit.
We need to get egg cartons all over the walls.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, egg cartons and beer cases.
Perfect.
Wine bottles.
Sheesh.
Hey, that'll cost money.
I had a few glasses of wine tonight. I must say. It was like an apéro after work.
Oh, yeah? With who?
Yeah. Well, I went over to a friend's house, my neighbor's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. So you're back here and you're not stuttering yet?
No stuttering. Should be smooth as sailing.
You figure?
Yeah.
I'm just glad this week is done.
It's been a big week for both you and I.
Damn.
It doesn't stop, eh?
It doesn't stop. There's not enough time in the day. I was returning emails to sponsors, and where are you going with the microphone?
I'm just centering it.
That's you call that the center?
That's the center.
I call that your
in
kneecap.
between. Yeah.
There, that's in between. There.
I think you're a little jaded.
Jaded? You're using words like jaded now?
Yeah.
You can tell you've been drinking.
Yeah. See the center line right there?
Yeah, that's the center line. Eh?
That would be it right there.
No, that's your kneecap.
Look, my kneecap is here now.
So you go like this. Test. See? The light's on. So everything's working. So yeah, this was an insane week. I spent so much time.
You've been in the air longer than you have been on the ground.
Yeah, it's just been nuts. But it's late days, dinners, and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, what a tough life.
Well, it is. People think that
you're making it sound so difficult.
But
I had to go out to a nice restaurant. Jesus.
No, but
I had to eat the filet mignon. But, you know what? I couldn't pass up on the filet mignon.
You know those days
and that $200 bottle of wine, well, I couldn't think of.
Here he goes. He's on a roll.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
You want to take another shot?
No, for now I'm good.
For now. Okay. No, you have those days sometimes you just want to go home. You know what I mean? You just want to go lie down. You just want to go for a walk or a run. Like every second night I'll go for my run, do 5K, whatever it is.
I hear you.
And do my exercise in the gym at the hotel or whatever. But no, you got to go out. You got to be seen with this person and that person.
You got to socialize.
You got to socialize. You got to do all that thing. Or they call them dinners, or the fact is they're working dinners. You're talking about more work than anything else in these things and what's going on.
Yeah, but it could be worse.
No, it could be worse. I agree. It's just that sometimes you've had enough. So at the end of this week, when I stepped on that plane, I was happy. When I stepped off, I was even happier. But when I stepped on, I said, good, finally, let's go home. So that was done, and next week is my last week before.
I know, you son of a gun. You get like a month vacation.
A month.
You're going camping, right?
No, I'm going nowhere. I'm going just.
But you
fishing
always go to Ontario.
Fishing. I know.
You're not going?
No, I'm not going.
Get out of it.
I'm telling you right now.
Your dog needs to go. You need to take
I'm going to send the dog FedEx.
Okay.
Get him
You need to send him to a training camp. Because he's getting a little husky.
Yeah, well, he's, packing on a little bit of winter fat, but he's sort of dragging it into the summer months. Right?
Are you going to take him jogging with you at least?
I do, but there's too many fire hydrants on the way.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, so I tried that, but he's pretty good. But I just get every now and then.
He stops every.
Yeah, every fire hydrant.
Right.
Every fire hydrant or every other dog.
Telephone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
If you see the chick, look out.
Yeah.
Because Hunter's a chick magnet. You
know
that, right?
Yeah, for sure. I've seen it happen.
You've seen it. Look. Okay.
What's going on with that?
I don't know. There's a bunch of topless
No, they're not topless.
It looks like that.
Well, with your eyesight, I would imagine.
Well, I'm just saying, it's good to have eyesight like that.
Yeah, it is. I'm actually envious.
There you go. So yeah, that was a crazy week. You had a nut week.
My weeks don't stop. Lately, it's a busy season for me.
It is. You got to make it while you can, right?
Jeez.
Yeah. Cooking.
Yeah.
This week is also the Bass Northern Open. Now, before we start this conversation, we just had a very depressing moment.
We did.
For our buddy.
We had a good friend,
friend of the show. Okay, don't say nothing yet.
No, okay.
I'm just going to read to you what I had written last night.
Okay. In preparation
for today. Like I was all psyched, right? I said, Scott's going to, we're going to drive this.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
So the Bass Northern Open had Iconelli in 6, Golub in 8, and Avina in 19.
Yeah.
And these are the hosts of the Bass Cat rigs, all right, in the field on James River. So Iconelli's co-name, what do you think Iconelli's co-angler's name is? Don't look.
I don't know. I almost cheated. I have no clue.
Well, when you call your kid Chainsaw.
You gotta be kidding me.
That's his name. Chainsaw Hudgens.
Chainsaw?
Hudgens is Iconelli's co-angler's name.
He must be from the back country of who knows where.
I think he lives in a trailer.
BFE.
Beyond the trailer park. He has his own trailer.
Yeah,
alone.
He's got his own tree.
Yeah.
He lives in a cave.
He's got a cave. Chainsaw Hudgens was his name.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with that guy.
Well, he's not.
I wonder what the picture of.
He's not. He's just a normal-looking guy. That's what I get. Yeah.
So how would you? Poor guy.
Do a little Google search on Chainsaw Hudgens.
I'll do that right now.
Yeah, and you'll find this guy. He's pretty good angler.
Well,
yeah.
Let's see.
Pretty good angler. So yeah, that was the whole setup for tonight, right? So there you go. You got Iconelli in 6, Golub in 8, and Avina in 19. Well,
that was as of yesterday.
That was as of last night.
Right.
Many things have transpired.
Apparently so.
So we set up today, right? We put plugged the mic into our studio.
We started to do.
Sound engineers all get set up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? We set up the satellite to broadcast around the world. And while we're doing that, we do a little look onto the site to see today's results from that Northern Open. And here's what they look like now. Iconelli's now in 4th.
Yeah, he moved up the ladder.
He moved up the ladder, and that's what you're supposed to do on day 3.
Yeah, he's killing it.
He's killing it.
Well, you know what he did? Is he showed consistency. 14 pounds yesterday, 14 pounds today.
That's it.
That's what it takes.
That's what it takes. Now, the second half of the story is nuts.
I found chainsaw hookers.
Whoa.
That's a little...
Well, there's nothing to do with fishing, but...
And you know what? It's a page, and it's got 40,000 likes.
Well, chainsaws are okay.
And hookers, too, I guess.
I don't know. I'm not going to go there.
I'm not going to... I shouldn't have gone there.
No.
I already did.
It's too late.
Too late.
So, but our buddy, Ken G, Big KG, Ken Golub, was not so fortunate today.
No, he came in with 3 fish.
The bottom fell out of the live well.
I have no idea why.
And Mr. Golub is now situated, which position?
54?
50. He's down in the 50s.
He's
gone from 9th to down in the 50s.
Son of a gun.
Son of a gun. But that's what they call it fishing. And this is the thing that's scary about this for Ken. It's bad. This is the second tourney where the bottom fell out. So we got to have Ken back on the show to understand what happened. Even a guy of his ability.
He's a good fisherman.
He's an excellent angler. Is what happened to cause the bottom to fall out? Was it not enough diversification? Was it the game plan? What was it? I'd like to hear it from a guy like him. Just exactly what happened.
Well, let's give him a break because he's got a major tournament coming up.
Yes, he does.
Not next week, the week after, the end of June.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And we got somebody at the door.
The chainsaw hooker.
Yeah. Hey, let's get this party started.
Yeah, all right. Lucky there's no video on this. So, yes, our poor buddy, Ken, has dropped down to 8th position, or dropped down to the 50s, which is not good, because as you know, I'm not sure, I think they pay down to the 50s, and they don't pay beyond that, right, Scott? Do they pay down to the 50th position, typically?
They do, yeah. 40-something spots.
40-something spots, or close to 50 spots. So Kenny is right now technically out of the money, I believe, which is a shame. So hopefully things can turn around for our good buddy KG, and we'll let, as Scotty mentioned, we'll maybe let some time go by, or I'll contact him to see if he's done licking his wounds, and maybe he'll be nice enough to come on and let everybody know what happened and how he is looking at it and how he takes it apart to try and avoid it happening again, right? That's the story from the Bass Northern Open that we didn't want to report. We were hoping we were going to give you some good news on Kenny G, but unfortunately no. But it's good news for Iconelli fans from 6 to 4.
It is. He's in a great spot.
He's in a great spot.
And that's exactly where you want to be. You want to be in the top 5. If you're shooting for a win,
yeah.
If you're in top 5 and the spread isn't too far apart, you're in good shape.
You're definitely in good shape. Bass season is literally, I wrote this, you can tell I wrote it last night because it said hours away. Fact is, it's here.
It is.
It's open here in Quebec right now.
Well, isn't it, is it open today?
Yes.
Or is it tomorrow?
Today. Today was the first day.
Okay.
So, which is great. The water was on fire today, but I don't know how well, there's tournaments everywhere tomorrow. So, stay away.
Well, Econo Bass is on the Richelieu.
There's 2 tournaments on Lake St. Louis.
2 tournaments on St. Louis. There's one on Sunday.
So that's 3.
There's 2 on tomorrow on St. Louis?
Yeah, there's Pro Bass Canada and the Chateauguay Bass Masters.
Or the 115 or the 150.
Yeah. So there's 2 tournaments on Louis. That's going to get beat up.
I can't believe that. Why do you do...
I know.
Listen.
Don't
you know what? No, I have to go there.
Okay, here we go.
How can you do... The same organization does a tournament the Saturday for the 150 and less.
Yeah.
And then puts the pros
on
the Sunday on the same friggin' body of water. Now, I didn't know that until just now.
Are you serious?
And I'm fishing on Sunday.
You're fishing the Pro Bass one?
Yeah.
Oh, with the guy that bought your
boat? Yeah. On Sunday, and I just found out that all my fish are going to be picked on the Saturday.
Guaranteed.
That's friggin' stupid.
Well,
that's friggin' stupid.
You're being violent tonight.
I am.
I thought you knew.
No, but I am very upset about it now. I'll tell you that.
Well, just talk to all the 115 guys where the fish. Fish the ramp.
Fish the 115.
Fish the ramp.
Yeah.
They're all going in there.
I might do that.
Yeah, I'm serious. They're all going in there.
I bet it's the same launch, too.
More than likely, yeah. They're using Lachine Anglers Club, I think.
What?
Yeah.
What a mess.
I had a tournament booked on there on the Saturday. I moved it. It was stupid.
Yeah, no kidding.
It was stupid.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. I don't know.
They're using their noggins, eh?
Well,
I think the coconut's a little running low on water.
You're going to have a good time.
A few pickles short of a jar.
A few cards short of a deck.
Yeah. I tell you.
The lights are on, but nobody's home.
Oh, my God.
So, you'll have fun on Sunday. It's supposed to be big rain and wind on Sunday.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, gust of 50. No shit. Oops, no poop.
You're the one swearing tonight.
I said no poop.
That's right, yeah.
I said no poop. So, it's supposed to be big wind and rain.
Great.
And big wind tomorrow, although no rain until the end of the day or something to that effect. But the guys that are running on the Richelieu that are going to try to run down through Lake Champlain in 50 to 60K winds.
Good luck, Chuck.
Good luck, Chuck. Yeah.
Especially when the wind is coming like that.
East to west, yep. You're going to get beat up. You're going to get beat up. So, there's no doubt about that. So we're happy bass season is open. But the water's very high, very dirty. So fishing is not going to be easy.
No.
But you know something? Every tournament, somebody brings the winning bag to the scale. So
there's always a big bag.
There's a way to do it.
No matter what the tournament is, there's always going to be the fish. Somebody's going to find them.
Someone's going to figure them out, and they're going to find them and bring it home. So it doesn't matter what the conditions are; they're the same for everybody.
It's amazing how that works, sometimes.
Yeah.
Fishing is so tough. You come back to the ramp, or you go on a day on the water. You get home after a day on the water. Let's say it's not even a tournament. You go, geez.
Yeah.
The fish just weren't biting today.
Yeah. No, they were biting for somebody.
They were biting for somebody.
Right. And that makes you scratch your head when you get back to the scale.
And go, yeah. And it's
really
tournament fishing that will make you discover that.
Oh, yeah.
You may actually think, if you've never fished a tournament in your whole life, you may actually think that there are days that the fish aren't biting.
That's right. The fact is you didn't get them to bite. You got them. That's right. Somebody else figured that out.
Yeah.
So
there's always fish biting.
There's always fish biting. You know that. Before our next guest comes on, we're going to run a commercial here, Scotty, and
not a bad idea.
And then
we didn't do any commercials.
Throw in our Evinrude mantra. Do you have our Evinrude mantra there?
Yeah, I got it right here. Boom.
Here we go, baby.
Evinrude outboard motors with E-Tech technology are designed to keep you on the water doing what you enjoy and not sitting in the shop. 3 years or 300 hours before you need to service your Evinrude E-Tech power plant. 2-stroke power combined with the economy of a 4-stroke. For those dedicated to water, power, fishing, and fun. Evinrude, official motor sponsor of Mike and Scott's BS Session.
Well, there we go. That was very well done. Our next guest, I'll do a little introduction of this guy because he definitely deserves a very extensive introduction. The fact is, he's a very well-known star from the FLW series who's been no stranger to the winner's podium. He just happens to be an Evinrude pro staffer also who knows what it means to have a reliable power plant on the back of your boat when it comes time to get back to that scale, of which he has brought many winning and qualifying bags. He is out of Leander, Texas. He has career earnings of $1.8 million. He has won 3 tournaments. He has finished in the top 10 in 35 times. I don't know if anybody realizes just how big that is, but the fact is it's huge. His largest fish to date was, must have been south, was the 26th of March in 2003. It was an 8-pound, 4-ouncer in the EverStart series in Alabama. And his largest bag to the scale so far is 22 pounds, 5 ounces in 2011 in the Walmart FLW Tour.
Wow, he's already called in.
So before we get him...
Before we get him on also, I got to make a slight correction because I just got a message saying that the Pro 115 tournament on St. Louis is not this weekend.
Oh, good.
It's on the 30th.
Oh, good. So
I went on a tangent for nothing.
Okay, so who hit you with the text?
My fishing partner for Saturday.
Oh, excellent. So he must be listening.
Yeah, Philippe Lefebvre.
Merci, Phil. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you for the update.
We can get started.
You relieved my blood pressure. My blood pressure is back down to normal levels.
So you should be happy now. We have one of the most famous bass fishermen of the FLW.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a special guest tonight.
And he has fished at least 150 events since 1997. Now, do the math there. That's a lot of tournaments. That's a lot of time
on the water.
Right. So,
without further
ado, we'd like to welcome Mr. Clark Wendlandt. Clark, how are you tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great, guys. How are you? And I want to say one thing, that 8-pound, 4-ounce fish I had, that's not the largest one I ever caught, but that actually was a smallmouth on Pickwick Lake. And I mean, I actually love fishing up north and Canada and just, the Great Lakes up there. It's always been a lot of fun. So anyway, when you mentioned that 8-pound, 4-ounce, I was thinking, shoot, that was a smallmouth. That's pretty big.
That's a giant.
That's a monster smallmouth on Pickwick.
It was on Pickwick, and when I hooked it on a jerkbait. It jumped about 3 feet out of the water on the first jump. So that was pretty. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty neat fish.
Man,
when you hook an 8-pounder on a jerkbait, that's got to be some heart wrenching activity right there, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
That was what I called gut wrenching. I mean, but when it jumped out of the water about 3 feet, I told my partner, I said I didn't think carp could jump like that because that's what it looked like. I mean, it just looked huge. It was totally deformed, and it actually had the jerk bait. I mean, a smallmouth doesn't have that big a mouth. It had it totally, wedged sideways in its mouth, and so it couldn't close its mouth at all. And so, that was just a cool memory for me. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that.
That's a crazy fish, Clark. I'm going to put that in my notes here. That was a smallmouth. Those are smallmouth of legend, boy. And especially you caught that on Pickwick. That's insane.
Pickwick's always been a good smallmouth lake, and that one was like 1 ounce off the state record at the time. I don't know what it is now, but it's just some of those Tennessee River lakes are just really, really dynamic. They just got a lot of bait in them, and smallmouth thrive there. So
that's really cool.
Well, I think it's also a tribute to the fact that the management, the game management, takes good care of the waterways, and so do the anglers. You know, the catch and release programs are really strong, and that's true testament to the type of fish that it's producing.
That's for sure.
I agree.
Clark, we know you're busy these days, so I'm going to get into a couple of questions for you tonight that we've had some input from some of the listeners that we'd like to get out there, and they're interested in hearing about it. And one of the things that was coming up more and more often, especially when you see the likes of Iconelli and G-Man out there and yourself, guys are wondering, like, do you guys do a little bit of trash talking amongst each other, a little bit of jabbering and things like that? Does that stuff go on at the dock in the morning? How does this stuff all go out, or is it all business every time everybody gets out there and nobody talks to each other? How does it work out for you guys?
Well, I mean, everybody really knows each other really well. I mean, that's the thing that you got to realize is that everybody knows everybody, and so you kind of develop these little cliques and little groups that there's absolutely some trash talking that goes on, and for the last couple of years on the FLW tour, Randall Tharp and I have kind of had a little thing going, and we just kind of enjoy giving each other some grief, but we're also pulling for each other, during the day, and fishing is just one of those sports that's just such an individual sport. I mean, you can glean some things from other anglers. You can, you're going to learn some things about a tournament after it's over, and maybe you saw a guy fishing the same area you did, and he's doing something, and he's, he did better than you, and you kind of want to know what he was doing or something like that. But, there's always some trash talking, and I mean, you guys know, you get a couple guys together, 3 or 4 or 5, or in this case, 150 or 100, whatever the field size is, there's going to be definitely some trash talking.
Right. Well, that's good to hear. At least, it's a fun jabber, but at the end of the day, like you said, I'm sure, when some guys don't make it to day 3 and one of your buddies does, I'm sure all the jabbering goes away, and you're supporting them and wishing them luck on that last day. And the same thing, maybe it's your turn next week or the week after, and they're supporting you. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
You have the fortune to be able to fish almost year round in your neck of the woods there, Clark. So if I was going to ask you which is your favorite season to fish in what area, what would that be?
It would probably be the fall. In Texas, and I fish a lot in Texas, but, I don't really fish that many tournaments in Texas. Most of our tournaments are just, they're nationwide, and we move around a lot, all the way from Okeechobee down in South Florida to, all the way up north to St. Clair, Champlain, or someplace, really, really far north. And I actually like the fall the very best. I mean, the fall is my favorite time to fish. I'm a big hunter, too, and so it doesn't seem like that would really kind of coincide that good together. But, in tournament bass fishing, about, the last 10 years or 7 or 8 years anyway, we've just gotten away from fall tournaments. There's just not that many of them. And used to be there was tons of fall tournaments, and you always start the season. Bassmaster back in the day, they started the season in the fall. You started in, like, September. The Bassmasters Classic was in the summer, and then you started the season in the fall. You fished 2, 3 fall events, and then you transition through the winter, and in the spring you start it again. And so there's not many tournaments that time of year, but I love fishing that time of year. It's a good time for topwater. And if I was going to fish in your part of the woods up there, smallmouth and those great lakes that you guys have, it'd be the summer for sure, because I know your season's a little different, but I just enjoy catching smallmouth up there.
Well, yeah, it's the fall is a great time of year, and
summertime too is a great time to get out there. You can get them, they get staged up in some of the deeper water. You can finesse fish them a little bit different, and
for sure.
Nothing like catching a fat smallie.
Well, listen, 8 pounds 4 ounces. He's seen what that's all about.
Yeah, that's the real deal.
There you go.
And listen, Clark, if you were to identify one strength and one weakness, what would they be?
For me, my big strength is really covering water. I'm kind of a power guy. I just like going out and finding as many of the most aggressive fish I can find, and so I would call it power fishing. Now, you can just about put that into anything you want to. A lot of times for me, it's just fishing winding baits, fish that, crankbaits, spinnerbait, maybe throwing topwater, something that you can fish fast. Or maybe it's a jig or, in something, but you're still kind of targeting the most aggressive fish, not just sitting there working real methodically slow through the cover. Now, the only problem with that technique or that style of fishing is you just got to have a big lake. If it's a small lake, it's just you're going to run out of fish by the time, the tournament's over and there's more and more people kind of picking apart whatever you're actually fishing. And then if I had to say a weakness for me, it's probably definitely finesse fishing. I'm just not a real slow down, light line, I've adapted and learned how to use spinning tackle and can cast it pretty well. I'll throw shaky heads and drop shots, with anybody, but it's not really the way I fish the best. And so I think really when I'm at my best, my biggest strength is just moving fast and covering a lot of water.
Wow. Okay, so you're the power guy, the fast.
Well, you know what? It's funny you should say that because it seems as though a lot of the most successful anglers that we've spoken to
are fast
fishermen.
Yep.
I know, Clark, it's a little bit off topic of what we were just talking about, but can you equate any one particular style of bait or any particular bait to the majority of your wins? Like, is there one bait in particular that gets you those top finishes?
Is it the crankbait, the spinnerbait bite? What's been your most successful bite for you?
Well, it's kind of really changed through my career. When I very first started and started, say, on the FLW Tour and had several wins, it was sight fishing, actually. And so it takes a whole different level of patience to sight fish and sitting there watching a bass, trying to figure out what he's going to bite on. But the way I've kind of evolved in fishing and the way I end up fishing the most now, it would be with a crankbait. There's lots of different crankbaits. There's square bills, shallow running crankbaits. There's lipless crankbaits. There's deep running crankbaits. And really I like them all. And it just kind of depends on, what bait you need to hit what cover you're trying to hit to get close to the fish, whether they're deep or shallow. Crankbait's pretty versatile, but to me, what a crankbait does for bass is you're not trying to just tickle one into biting, trying to move it, trying to get him to bite. You're reeling it by him quick, and he's either got to bite it or get out of the way. And so, that's just the style of fishing that I've kind of got into and like the most.
Well, that's great. And that being said, crankbaits, with all the variety of crankbaits that we have out there, between the square bills and your typical round bills and stuff, is there a difference? Is there really a difference between a square bill and a round bill?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you look at a square bill, typically the line tie on a square bill comes off the nose of the bait. It doesn't come off the bill. When you look at a round bill crankbait, it actually comes off the bill of the bait. And so what the difference is, the square bill crankbaits, they are really for shallower water. You can't get those baits really deep. I mean, I might have a square bill in my box or two that'll go 6 or 7 feet deep, but for the most part, you're just looking at those shallower water. And it also doesn't dive very fast. If you were on like a real vertical stretch of water where you really wanted your bait to hit the water and then dive quick, it would have to be a round bill crankbait, because the square bill crankbait just goes down slow and then it comes up slow. It's just it just doesn't dive really, really quick. But the good thing about a square bill is it doesn't necessarily have to bump into something to catch one. It has a lot of action, erratic action on its own, whereas most round bill baits don't really have that. They're just real true. When you reel them, they just wobble along and just keep going. You almost got to bump them off something, or when it's really cold water, then like the times when you throw something like a shad wrap when the water's really cold, that's a really, really tight wobble. So there's really all kinds of variations, but it's a really good question you asked.
Well, great. Well, that's good to know, because there's a lot of debate on that. Does it really make a difference whether it's a round bill, square bill, or this and that? And a lot of people really don't know that answer.
Oh, that's some great input. You've been in the game now for quite a few years, Clark, and you've got yourself set up with Evinrude. You're set up with your boat and everything else, your electric motors, your electronics. And guys today, anglers today, the guys that are starting to fish the local tournaments and want to maybe one day aspire to fish at the level that you're fishing right now, I mean, there's so much things for them that they need to focus on to try and make sure, that they're competitive and that they're gonna get, or have all the advantages that everybody else has. if you're going to recommend one part of the equipment that you think that they should focus on the most, or at least give a lot of attention, what would that part of the equipment be?
For me, when I mentioned kind of the way I like to fish right now, a lot of times it really makes the most sense to run a long ways for me, to try to get away from the people that are fishing. If you only go 3 or 4 or 5, 10 miles, everybody else is going to be right there too. So a lot of times I feel like I got to run a long ways, and sometimes that means, I've even run 180 miles in one event that I fished back 6 or 7 years ago. 180 miles one way and then 180 miles back. So for me, the one piece of equipment that's the most important to me is my Evinrude outboard. To me, it's dependable. It's just all about dependability, and I know that when I take off, hey, it's going to get me there and it's going to get me back. And to me, that just really means everything.
Wow, that's great. Scott and I also use the 250 HO E-Techs, and we've been using them for years now. They're a great piece of machinery, and when I hear guys like yourself who push them to the limits, saying that you're satisfied with the results you're getting, and it's making sure that you get home when you need to and get out there when you need to. And obviously, you're getting good gas mileage with it if you're running that far. So that's all great. That's terrific to hear. One of the questions Scott was and I were talking about before you came on the air, Clark, was you're fishing the FLW right now. Why are you fishing the FLW and say not fishing BASS? Why is there a reason, or is it just regional? What's the deal there?
No, it's not regional. Really, what they have in professional angling right now is there's 2 main circuits. And there's really 3. The PAA is kind of coming on strong a little bit. But, you've got the Bass Elites, and you've got FLW, and then you've got the PAA. Well, the Bass Elites and FLW, about in 2000, I can't tell you the exact year, but I'm just going to say around 2000, 2001, there was just a bunch of stuff going on to where the sponsors just, my sponsors just, were more lined up with FLW. And
okay.
And also Kellogg's was a huge sponsor for me at that point. And right. Bass, had some rules in there about having to have a beer patch on your shirt, and because they got Busch Beer as a sponsor. I don't know if you guys remember that from way back, but that's kind of what happened. So, with my sponsor being Kellogg's, which really markets to kids, I just made a personal decision that, the alcohol, aspect of it just wasn't going to really, I couldn't put a beer sponsor on my shirt. I just didn't feel right about it. And so I just kind of protected Kellogg's, didn't have them make a decision. I just made that decision. And then since then, the schedules have kind of conflicted. And so, this past year is the first year you could have actually fished both in a number of years because of, the schedules being on top of each other. And, FLW, I've won 3 anglers a year there and won some events there and just kind of always been there. And so that's just where I've stayed. Now, before I ever fished FLW, I fished bass and made 4 classics and had a great record there too. It's just that this is just kind of where I've ended up.
Yeah, well, it's not a question like you haven't won on both ends of the stick of those. Right. Boy, well, I look back on your bio, and you're very consistent. No matter what the series, you're able to bring them back, and you got 5 alive all the time. So that's a credit to your performance, and I guess you just blowing out the theory that you don't put beer on your cornflakes, right?
That's not a good idea.
There you go.
That's true.
There's before we let you go tonight, Clark, I got to get this one question in because it's one of the favorite questions we ask all the pros that come on the show, and our listeners really like to hear the answers for this one. And that is, if you can give one piece of advice, all right, to the listeners who are aspiring pros like yourself, and they want to fish up at that level. One piece of advice, what would it be?
What I would say, in the world of professional angling today, there's just so much more that goes into it than just fishing. Now, fishing is extremely important, and don't get me wrong. You got to put a lot of work into getting your fishing game, at the right level. But for me, I'd stay in school as long as I could. I really believe if you can, get the highest degree you can get, hopefully you can, end up with a college education, because it just helps you so much with everything you do. I mean, whether it be the marketing side of it, whether it be the business side of it. You know, I use my degree all the time, and I just feel like that's really, really important. Now, if I had to say a second one, I'd say, you know, work on your fishing. I mean, don't think the game's all about sponsors, and it is. I mean, it is about sponsors, but unless you can catch fish and consistently catch them in every tournament, you're never going to be able to compete. And so, and you're not going to be able to make a living at it unless you can just find another niche for yourself. But in tournament angling, you've got to be able to fish.
Well, it's a very good point, because I think when it comes down to it, there's a very small percentage of guys that actually can say that they make a living fishing, right?
No, that's definitely. And it's funny you mentioned the education part, Clark, because we had Davey Height on here a couple of weeks ago, and Davey echoed your thoughts almost to the letter.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
Getting that education, especially now with a lot of the colleges having fishing programs, you're able to fish on scholarships and get to some good colleges.
Now.
Yeah, get a good education on a scholarship through fishing and get yourself, you know, out there with that degree and use that degree to pursue your passion, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, and I'm huge on college fishing. I think that's great. There's a lot of high school programs that are really coming on strong now. I think all that's great too. And the other thing to think is, yeah, you're right. There's not that many people that are going to actually tournament bass fish for a living, but there's a lot of jobs in the industry. The outdoor industry is huge, and just on the fishing side, the fishing industry is huge, and there's a lot of jobs that can be had, you know, if that's really what your passion is, and, you know, I think you can find a lot of different niches in there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Before we let you go tonight, Clark, and as I said, I know you're busy. Do you have any sponsors you want to reach out there to before we say good night for the weekend?
Yeah, I'd love to. I tell you what, Evinrude, obviously, they get me. They're dependable. They get me down the road. I mean, down the waterway and back, and that's really what the most important thing is. And the other ones I'd like to thank just real quick are Cabela's and Mountain Dew, Ranger Boats, obviously Lucas Oil, Falcon Rods, Yozuri's a great series of baits that they've got, Power Pole, which I don't really know how you can deal without one these days, and Lowrance Electronics. So I'd like to thank all them, and guys, I really appreciate you having me on.
It was our pleasure. It was fun to have you on.
It was definitely our pleasure, and we'll be following you throughout the season, Clark, and you know, maybe at the end of the season we'll bring you on for sort of a resume and see how the year went for you, and some of the stuff and lessons learned you can pass on to our listeners. I really do appreciate you taking the time out there tonight.
Hey, it's absolutely no problem, guys. Just anytime, we'll do it again.
All right, buddy. You take care and be safe out there on the water, and we'll definitely be back in touch for another show.
Sounds great. Y'all take care.
Okay, bye-bye now. These guys are class acts, right?
This guy knows his stuff.
He knows his. Oh yeah.
It's not his first rodeo.
Oh no, this guy
did.
Yeah, it's not his first rodeo.
You know, with that much experience on the water, and there was another question I wanted to get to him, but I know we were keeping him on the show, and you know, they invest so much time in dealing with their sponsors and dealing with fans and dealing with guys like us, with radio shows and stuff like that. I wonder oftentimes, do they lose that initial passion for the sport? I mean, that's something
that's a very good question. That's a very, very good question. That I thought of the same question the other day, where you get so wrapped up
with all the
business part, the business, right, that fishing becomes almost secondary to you.
It does.
You know?
I mean, it becomes a job.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that passion ever gets lost in all that. And next week we have another good guest coming on the show.
Some guy that I heard he's catching a few fish these days.
This guy's smoking them.
By the name of Mr. Eller.
Yeah, he's been smoking them for a very long time now.
Smoking them?
Probably
this dude's
top
got
angler
a fish
on
factory.
the FLW tour. And
the fish factory.
And when we asked Clark about that little rivalry thing, I was wondering if that name was ever going to come up.
It didn't come up. It didn't come up. He mentioned a couple other guys.
Yeah,
Eller didn't come up.
So
it's going to be a good show.
It is.
But your question is
but that's
very,
that's
very
one
good.
of the questions I want to ask
and
you
maybe
guys.
we'll get those questions down for Mr. Eller next week.
For sure.
You know? So we're going to go to a quick commercial and come back. We're going to pay some bills, and when we do, we're going to be looking at the up-and-coming events for this.
At Power Pole, we know that sport fishing requires the ability to stop your boat and work an area quickly and quietly. Nothing stops your boat faster, safer, or quieter than Power Pole anchors. Our hydraulic technology delivers superior anchoring. The unbelievably fast action means you can stop as soon as you see a fish and hook one without any concern for stress on your transom, even in heavy wind and current. The only stress you'll feel will be on the other end of your line. Power pole, rugged flexibility that will change the way you fish.
Did I mention to you that 10-foot blade?
Yeah, you did. I saw that bad boy.
Dude.
That thing is a beast.
You know, I wouldn't want to be a fish underneath that thing.
No, you'll spear it.
Spear it like shish kebab.
Yeah. What a slow-moving carp will...
oh, yeah. What a monster. What a monster.
It is. It's a beast.
You got to get yourself something.
Yeah. Well, I got two. I got the 8-footers.
Yeah.
I was a little intimidated by the 10-footers.
Just, I looked at it side by side. You know, in the height, there's very little difference.
Well, 12 inches.
No.
It's got to be 12 inches.
No, but the way it's set on the boat, though, it's not that much higher. So it's a bit down, a bit farther down to compensate. It's not bad.
No, I don't.
Gary put 2 10-footers on his.
Is he really?
Oh yeah. He tried the 10-footer. He knows.
Well, my next house will have a much higher garage door, so I'll be able to flip it right
there you
in.
go.
Yeah.
Loic is getting 2 on his new pickup truck.
2 power poles?
Yeah. I'm telling you.
I believe it. The way he drives?
I'm telling you, he's sick. He's sick, my lad, man.
The way he drives, he might need him, just to keep him lined up.
Slow him down.
Slow him down.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's like Dukes of Hazzard of pickup trucks now.
You got it.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Dukes of Hazzard of pickup trucks.
He bought a Dodge Ram, and now
he's just, you know what he is? He's got that first little chubby that truck drivers get. You know
I think I saw him running around with Daisy Duke too.
Yeah, he did. He's got the aviator shades going.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The windows are tinted, and all you hear is like...
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, I don't know. He's driving around with the kids.
He had neons under his wheel.
Yeah, that flash with the beat of the music.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, crazy.
Poor guy.
Crazy. He's out of control. The man's out of control.
Midlife crisis. We all go through it.
It is. I'm telling you what it is. So, yeah, we got the power poles going. No doubt. Where did my...
Yeah, what did you do?
There it is. We're back. It's back. Some upcoming events. July 14th, Lake St. Louis Fishing, Canada's first bass event of the year. Malade, sick.
It is about time.
Yeah, it's about time.
We are the 14th. It's the 15th. 15th of July. Okay.
It's the 14th of July. Correct.
Sorry,
you're thinking of June.
Yeah, you know our dates are all squirrely.
They're all squirrely. So Lake St. Louis, first one of the year. There's already whack-a-boats registered. Get on www.fishingcanada.net. And get yourself registered for that one or any other ones that we already have planned for the year.
And don't forget about the Bass Cat Kids tournament.
Which is?
On August 10th. August 11th.
So you see the dates are all screwed up.
I know. I'm telling you. Don't ask me a question. You should answer these questions.
No, I'm asking the question. You need to answer.
August 11th.
Okay.
Bass Cat Kids tournament.
That'll be on the Richelieu River. Oh, barbecue. Yeah. Everybody gets a prize.
Everybody gets a prize. Everybody gets a hot dog and a corn on the cob.
There you go. So
done deal?
Yeah, I can't wait. I love that. I love taking pictures at those events. The kids are nuts.
Yeah, they go bananas.
You can see a fish on the line, they're going to go crazy. That's going to be great. And Evinrude will be there.
Absolutely. Evinrude. It has to be there. We need Evinrude.
Yeah, Evinrude Bass Cat. That's the way we roll.
Yep, that's how we do it.
Econobags is kicking off their season tomorrow on the Richelieu River. We want to wish everybody there good luck, bonne chance. And it says we're getting closer to bass season. Fact is, bass season has arrived.
Yeah, it has.
Today should be a national holiday for everybody, I think.
It should be.
So you can go fishing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we haven't won.
Well, not this year. Next year. This year I don't have a boat, so let's put that off to next year.
Yeah. Like I think
my boat's coming in next week.
We're gonna have to make a little rule about this boat.
Yeah.
You're turning from a boat owner to a boat dealer.
I know. I got to.
You know, if I ask Claude at Maple Grove.
No, boat dealers make money.
No, that's true.
Money.
No, that's true.
Right?
That's true. You're on the maybe the business model needs a little little reflection. It needs a little reflection, and so we're going to keep this one and fish a couple tournaments out of it.
Yeah.
So that should be
No,
fun.
I think that's great. And
guaranteed.
Yeah, what can you do?
Well, that's it. So bass season's open. I think it should be a national holiday. If it's not, call your MP, call your politicians. Yell, run around Parliament Hill.
It's all right to fish.
It's all right to fish. So it's
construction construction is going on strike as of Monday.
Oh, that's great.
That means I can go fishing.
Yeah.
So
what a minute, can you go fishing?
Well, yeah. All my guys can't work. Nobody can work.
You seriously can't?
Yeah, nobody's going to work.
That sucks.
Well, I'm going to try, but...
What do you mean you're going to try?
Well, you didn't
You
hear
can't try.
The FTQ.
Yeah.
Okay. They drive around. They get this group of guys that aren't even working on construction.
No, they just intimidate people who are working.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know how it works.
They literally intimidate.
Yeah, they intimidate.
I had workers that were on a site one time that the guys came in with bats. Like baseball bats. Right? And they asked the guy to leave. The guy said, well, listen, I'll leave. I'm just going to finish my job and I'll leave. No problem.
No, it's not the way it works.
No. When we say leave, it's like now. They grabbed his tools, they threw his tools in the dumpster, and they told him, if you don't leave now,
we're throwing you in the dumpster.
You're next. Can you believe that?
See, that's corrupt.
It's ridiculous.
That's corrupt.
So I'm expecting some
that's
controversy on Monday. Yeah, as of Monday.
So they're going to be working next door?
What? Who? What? Where? What? Down the street? You mean?
Oh, down the street.
Riviera de Prairie.
Oh, at Benji's house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
At Benji's house in Greenfield Park. Yeah,
correct.
That's Benji's house. Okay,
that's
I got you. Well, I hope the FTQ doesn't go to Greenfield Park to Danny Benjifield's house. With bats or anything.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that to happen.
I didn't see that.
That'd be terrible.
Man.
Benji, pack your bag.
So you might, it was nice knowing you, Benj. Don't worry. We'll push you around when it's nice weather.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, yeah.
We can't go fishing, that's what we'll do.
No.
So yeah, that's going to be, that's going to be interesting. And you get the boat next week?
I get the boat next week.
So you're going to get it?
No. Well, it's being delivered to
Steve?
Pennsylvania or something like that.
Okay.
Steve is going to get it from there, and then I'm going to drive up to Steve's, and I'll pick it up from his place.
Oh, Steve's not far.
Yeah.
What's Steve's place?
About 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours. Not bad.
Not bad.
When are you going?
As soon as I
know.
There.
But if you give me an idea, maybe I'll do the run with you.
Yeah, well, you're on vacation. Right? I'm thinking Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday it'll be there.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Okay.
But I'm guessing.
Okay. We got a big party Friday. When's the 20th? 20th. Hold on.
I think it's Friday.
Yeah. You want to come to a party?
I always want to go to a party.
Okay. Hold on. Let me take a look here. Here. The 20th is...
It's a Thursday.
It's a third weekend. Oh, we could maybe after the show, because it's an early show.
Yeah,
we're recording.
Show Thursday. Yeah, that's right.
So maybe after the show.
Absolutely. Where's the party?
It's an informal crack party at the Marina in Longdale.
Okay.
Yeah. 170 people going.
Holy
smokes. It's a rock star.
It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be insane. And that's the beginning of vacation.
We should get Loeb to give us a ride with his pimped out Pitmobile. Exactly. Coming in style.
The Pitmobile. So we'll look at that. We'll today give a shout out to all my friends. So I spoke to today Jill Johnson. Yes, Jill, I sent you out everything you asked for, including the picture of the shirt sleeve with a hole in it, and of course the presentation. We sent that too. So that's all. You have your full mailbox, and you're ready to go for the weekend, which is, she's a bachelorette this weekend, by the way.
She is?
Yeah. All the guys took off to the cottage. They left her alone at home.
Hey, she should come up to Montreal.
Well, that's what I said. This is an opportune time to travel.
It is. Absolutely.
That's what I said. And Cynthia Bichette and Mr. Pierre Ouellette, and now Mr. Simon Lavelle, who is the new district sales manager for our Evinrude family.
He is. We're going to have to get him on the show and see what he has to say.
Yeah.
So.
What? And fun fact, up the Paddle Tales, Rachel Chouinard of Navionics.
It was her birthday.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, or this week.
He was 22.
Yes, she did. Yeah, 22. He's
22
years young.
Looking great for 22, eh?
Absolutely.
There you go. Wayne and the boys at Bennett's Bait and Tackle. Scott over at Zico Shoes. Loic got his Zicos today.
He got his Zicos.
He's balling. He's balling now. Power poles. Trucks.
It's crazy.
Zicos.
He's a high roller.
High roller? Man, this guy's in another league right now. It's insane.
Incredible.
I think we're paying him too much.
I think so.
Damn.
I'm saying pay cut.
I'm thinking, how much volunteer work?
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Now we're talking.
So he got his Zico. He's down at the park with his new pickup truck, Big easy, he's going just jamming. Doors wide open, stereo blasting.
Windows down.
Yeah, windows down. I'm telling you now, he's smoking. Gary Gosserin up at Fishing Tech. Gary is busy he's crazy busy. Gary will be fishing
he doesn't have time to fish.
Gary's going to be fishing the Renegade Series this year.
He's going to put power poles on his boat.
Yeah.
He's going to dress it all up.
Yeah. And it probably won't leave the garage.
It'll look good in the driveway.
It'll be the garage queen, right? Yep. Gary's boat's going to be the garage queen. Gary thinks he's fishing.
He thinks he's fishing.
With Pierre Gay. That's his new partner.
I see.
Yeah. So
I got news for you.
To be continued.
Exactly.
The story of Gary.
I started looking for a backup.
Yeah, I think I thought it was Pierre.
Yeah.
I started looking for a backup, and Gary thinks we're going to let him off.
That easy, yeah.
To go fishing and not work.
No.
I had to have a listen.
There are boats to be fixed and repaired and modified.
And balling and blinging and all kinds of stuff to do, right? Good buddy Jean-Martin Landry. We hope everything's going well on your end, buddy. Spoke to him last week. Things are looking good. And we're hooking up for a few other little bells and whistles with Jean-Martin. And Ken Golu, currently sitting in a position that nobody wants to be in. But Ken, we were hoping,
it's not that bad.
We were hoping to bring the good news of yesterday's 9th place.
Oh, so close.
So close. But unfortunately, things didn't go as well today with only 3 fish. But hey, that's why they call it fishing and not catching.
It is, exactly.
Right? So there you go,
Ken.
Yes, sir. We've all been there for sure. Sponsor recognition night.
We got Claude Castonguay, Benoit Blais, and Derek Lemieux from Maple Grove Marine.
Yes, sir.
Paddle Tails Tackle.
Yes.
They talk bass fishing.
Yes.
And they'll talk all
night long. Ed will talk to you all night long, but you will have to put up with some very, very bad jokes.
Yeah. The only way to get out of the talking is to dig deep into your pocket.
Dig deep.
They say, here, let me pay, and I gotta go.
Just keep digging.
Keep digging.
Ed will keep talking. Ego S2 slider nets, let the revolution begin. These are some of the best nets I've ever used in my life. Anyway, they float. That's all that counts for me because I've dumped a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. You've not got knocked out by them before, too. I remember that video that was online 2 years ago.
Yeah, boink. Right in the head. Yeah, right in the head.
I think Mr. Larry Lafleur was...
Larry Lafleur was he was the orchestra leader for that.
Yeah.
Bang, right in the head with the event. Thank you.
Sorry. That was pretty funny.
That wasn't necessary.
Yeah, well, I just had a visual.
Yeah. Navionics, making sure you get back on both land and water.
Power pole.
Yes.
Nothing holds your boat stronger than a power pole anchor.
And Mustang survival.
Hydraulics versus mechanics.
Oh, you're still at the power pole.
I know. Sorry, I'm delayed reaction.
So you finally learned that power pole hydraulics is better than mechanics.
I think so.
You used to use that other anchor.
Until it fell off the boat.
Until you made a donation to Lake Champlain.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I got one.
That was unbelievable. When you told me that, I didn't believe you on the phone.
Yeah.
That and the 11-inch or 10-inch.
In all fairness,
Hummingbird went for float.
998.
998.
But in all fairness, both of those incidents aren't related to the manufacturer. They were both
related to the driver.
Yeah, somewhere between 18 inches between
the steering wheel and the seat.
Yeah.
Okay. Code 18. Eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. And as you mentioned earlier, Mustang Survival with the brand new MIT model jacket out this year or vest.
I'm waiting for mine.
Check it out. It's there. Check it out. Our podcast is available where, my friend?
You can find us on the iTunes in the podcast section, blogtalkradio.com on your laptop or desktop, or fishcanada.net.
And the WRVO Radio Network.
And Reno Viola.
Outdoors.com.
Yeah, you can also get us on Spreaker.com. Look for the Fishing Canada Radio logo, or...
show.
Yeah.
And they have a mobile app, a great mobile app, actually.
Yeah,
it's pretty
there's
sick.
all the latest episodes. Basically, you're not backtracking.
Yeah, you can program just for the latest, or you can say, give me the latest 5 or 3.
Right.
If you want to listen or go back and listen, it's pretty easy to manipulate. Next week's guest is a gentleman you may know by the name of
Brent Taylor.
Oh, if you have not heard about this guy, you've been living in a closet in the woods in a trailer, way up in the mountains, isolated and buried in a cave.
Yeah, well, listen, I was fortunate enough to fish with him as a co-angler in an FLW tour event.
Yes, that must have been a memorable...
Well, what it is I got to see a fishing machine at work.
Yeah,
and that's basically what he did. He fished all day. His focus never strayed.
Hard.
And, if I could learn any one thing from that is that you got to keep your focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do. You can't, get off on...
You can't start drifting away.
Right.
You can't just stop and eat a sandwich,
Like we do?
Exactly.
Oh, damn, no wonder we're not winning.
Exactly.
But we gotta eat.
Hey, I don't want to reveal all the secrets, but those are some of the things that,
well,
you got to sacrifice.
He's number 1 at Wrangler of the Year right now.
He is. I think he is.
Yeah, I think he's in number. I think he's the first position for Angler of the Year. Check that out.
Yeah.
And he's the guy. He's the guy that everybody wants to talk to. He's the guy that everybody wants to understand what he does and how he does it. So next week's show is going to be pretty sick. Brent, icon, crazy bass guy, chucking fish into the boat.
Oh, he's actually now in 4th place.
Oh, he's moved. He's down a bit. Okay.
Yeah, he's down a bit from the last tournament, but shooting range, he's in shooting range.
Oh, he's in shooting range for sure. The guy's a machine.
Yeah.
He's a machine. There's no doubt he's a machine. Before we close it out here, Scotty, we're going to go to a little commercial.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then we will bid everybody adieu.
At Mustang Survival, our recreational products are designed, developed, and made from the same products used by the world's most demanding users. From bass fishermen to leisure boaters, sailors, and kids, Mustang's products are designed for maximum comfort, mobility, and fun. So whether you're looking for the best kids' life jacket, a comfortable PFD for yourself, or the best quality anti-exposure suit for your ice fishing trip, Mustang, the official life preserver of Mike and Scott's BS Session and FishinCanada.net. At Mustang, we save lives for a living.
And they do.
Yes, they do. So we're big proponents of wearing your vest.
Just one thing, when you wear these automatic inflatable vests,
yep.
And I've done the tests. I've taken my vest off, I've thrown it over my shoulder,
right,
and missed the boat completely, thrown it into the water, and boom, instantaneously,
oh yeah, it goes off.
It goes off.
Oh no, for sure.
So don't miss the boat.
No, wear it.
Wear it, yeah. But I took it off when I was
on
fishing.
land.
No, when I was just fishing at a spot.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have to take it off. I shouldn't have taken it off.
And you threw it in the lake.
I threw it in the lake. I thought I had a split second to get it out of the water.
You want to hear something worse?
No.
Guess what?
What's that?
When you throw your phone in the lake, it doesn't blow up.
It doesn't blow up.
No, I did the same thing. I threw the phone. I went to throw it on the back seat, like on the seat of the boat from the front deck. I didn't know how much strength I had.
Yeah, threw it like a frisbee.
Yeah, like a frisbee.
Not a good thing.
And iPhones don't float.
No, they don't. They sink. Even if you have the iLife case on them.
Yeah, they still sink.
It might be dry on the inside.
But
when it's in 30 feet of water.
I got to go down 30 feet to get it.
Yeah, it ain't coming back.
It's not fun watching YouTube play at 30 feet deep, and you can't go get it.
No.
Right? No. Yeah. So that was a bit frustrating, but hey, stuff happens, as they say.
Yeah,
stuff.
Poop happens.
Poop happens. So don't forget, July 14th, you're looking at the Fishing Canada Ripple on Lake St. Louis. Get yourself signed up for that. Next week's guest, Mr. Brent Eller, the King of the Kings, will be on the show. So get your ears cleaned out by your mom so you can hear this guy do and tell us what we're going to do. We're going to put those questions together. If you have any suggestions for questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us on Facebook. Mike Boudreau on Facebook, FishingCanada.net on Facebook, Scott Maggie on Facebook. We're all over Facebook, and also Mike and Scott's BS Session on Facebook. And now we're on Twitter, Bullet Mike, and of course Scott Maggie on Twitter.
Well, tight lines, everybody. Thank you guys for listening.
This one's a wrap, Scotty.
We'll be back next week. Let's do it.
Everybody get out there in the water, start catching some fish.
It's fishing time.
Woo-wee.
This one's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed the show. You can subscribe on iTunes, the WRVO Network, Spreaker.com, www.blogtalkradio.com, and www.fishin-canada.net. See you next time for another BS Session.